What's going on, guys? I'm your host from the East Coast, Gene the Man 94, here to give you guys my WWE Clash of Champions predictions. Now, as you all know, your boy is not that good at predicting these wrestling pay-per-views. I guess I put my heart into the predictions too much, so I'm going to try to steer away from that in this video. But we have the first Raw pay-per-view since SummerSlam, Clash of Champions, which used to be Night of Champions, where every championship on the Raw roster will be defended that night. So let's get right into the predictions. We have the kickoff show, which I normally never pay attention to, but this one kind of intrigued me a little bit. We have Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox. They've had their mini rivalry over the past couple of weeks on Raw. After Nia Jax squashed one of Alicia's friends, they had a little altercation backstage, and they eventually had their match in which Nia Jax pretty much killed the poor girl. She speared her through the barricade, so I guess Alicia's going to try to get her revenge. I think she's going to come out even more crazier than she already is, but I still think Nia Jax is going to go over here. They're just putting her in matches with like the women talent on the roster now to eventually lead her up into, some different rivalries with some of the top women stars on Raw. But I fully expect Nia Jax to kill her again. And, rest in peace, Alicia Fox. Next match we have, I don't know the order of these matches either, by the way. We have Chris Jericho versus Sami Zayn. They've been in a rivalry. It's pretty much Chris Jericho taking up for his best friend, Kevin Owens. And he had Sami Zayn on the highlight reel one week, and because he couldn't get Kevin Owens on, he had him on, one of his arch nemesis, and pretty much was just talking bad about him, saying how could you ruin a friendship with such a great guy like Kevin Owens, and you're jealous that he's champion before you, and he's had more success than you, and all this other stuff. And then Sami Zayn took a cell phone to the face after embarrassing Chris Jericho. And then, Chris Jericho followed up with the whole list of Jericho thing and, stupid idiot this and it, that, and all this other stuff. Jericho's been golden over the past couple of weeks, and, Sami Zayn's already been putting on good matches. So watch out for this match. This is going to be my sleeper match because I believe this match could steal the show. Jericho, in his 40s, is still great. He's great on the mic, great in the ring. Wrestles a good style of match. He's a veteran, so he already knows, how to have that in-ring psychology. Sami Zayn, I still think, should at least be mentioned as a potential superstar of the year. He's been mentioned in a couple matches of the year. I just fully expect these two to just put on an incredible match. And they're friends in real life, so of course, they'll be able to get it together and put on a great match. As for who's gonna win, I would like to say Sami Zayn's going to win this. Only because he's not really doing anything. So I guess, you get him to beat Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's been hanging around Kevin Owens a lot. Maybe in the future we could see a Sami Zayn Kevin Owens Universal Championship feud, maybe? I don't know. Maybe. See, there I go. I'm picking with my heart again instead of with my brain. But I'm giving WWE too much credit. Maybe they'll give Sami Zayn a shot in the future, but I doubt it. But yeah, I fully expect this to be a great match, and I'm going to predict Sami Zayn to come out on top. We have match 7 of the Best of 7 series between Cesaro and Sheamus, one of the most underwhelming series of my entire life. Like, when the Cavs got swept in 2007 by the Spurs, that was more entertaining than this. I really could care less. Like, they've had maybe 2 to 3 good matches. One match was on a house show. I'm just tired of seeing these two wrestle, and I'm glad this is going to be over. They can deliver 10 to 15 minutes of solid wrestling. Yes, they can. But, man, when you've seen it, 6 to 7 times, it's just like, how many more different things can you do? It's just like if they did Randy Orton versus John Cena for 7 straight pay-per-views. I'm sure nobody would want to see that. But anyway, I think they're going to go with Sheamus here. And I want them to have Cesaro to win this. Don't get me wrong, but it's WWE. Do you really expect Cesaro to actually come up on something? He hasn't really won anything important since he's been in WWE, to be honest with you. they're going to have Sheamus probably go over. He's going to get the heat from the crowd and earn a championship match, because that's what's on the line here. A future championship match. What championship? I have no idea. It could be the Universal title. It could be the United States title. It could be Intercontinental. I don't even know what they're doing here. It could be tag team. Maybe they'll be like, okay, you earned a title match, but guess what? It's for the tag team championships. So now you got to find a partner. Like, WWE would do something stupid like that. So I'm not too sure what championship is on the line here, or what future championship match is on the line. But I'm just going to go with it's not going to be the Universal title. Because if it was, they would have said that. But they've been very secretive about what championship these guys will earn if they win the match. So, I don't know. I expect Sheamus to win because it's Sheamus. Next match we have is TJ Perkins versus the Brian Kendrick for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. And if you guys have been living under a rock, then you wouldn't know that TJ Perkins won the CWC, the Cruiserweight Classic on the WWE Network, and he was named the first Cruiserweight champion for Monday Night Raw. And I think he beat Grand Metalik, I think that's how you say his name, in the finals. He got this nice little trophy, and he won the Cruiserweight Championship. So on Raw, they brought out the Brian Kendrick, Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander, and I think Grand Metalik. And they had them in a Cruiserweight Fatal 4-Way match. And the winner of that would face TJ Perkins for the Cruiserweight Championship at Clash of Champions. And the Brian Kendrick came away with the victory in a nice contest on Raw. I really enjoyed that match that they had. And he earned himself a title match. Haven't seen much of TJ Perkins, to be honest. I didn't watch much of the CWC. Or not at all. But I know this kid can go. I've seen him in TNA. So I've seen a few of his matches. And I know he's an incredible wrestler. I know Brian Kendrick, at 37 years, I think how old is he? 30. He's in his 30s, I think. He's a veteran. So I know he's, and he's also trained a few people as well. But I know he can still go as well. I saw that on Raw on Monday. So I fully expect them to have a great match, but I don't think they're going to take the title off of TJ Perkins right off the bat. I think he's going to retain, but it's going to be a very entertaining match. A change of pace. You got the Cruiserweights now. It's going to be a change of pace type of match. It won't just be the same thing over and over. These guys will put on a great match, and I'm fully expecting TJ Perkins to win. If they have him lose the title in his first defense after not even showing up on Raw, we got some problems. Now we got Rusev versus Roman Reigns for the United States Championship. This rivalry has gone on since maybe August. They have Roman Reigns bouncing back and forth between the Universal title rivalry and now the United States title. He's never even shown interest in the United States Championship, now that I think about it. He's been, going back and forth with Rusev. They've been fighting each other, brawling, not even having matches, just, flat out fighting each other. I don't really understand this rivalry, to be honest. It's like Reigns came out and interrupted Rusev's wedding ceremony, and they just have had problems there. I can't really tell you what the story is because I don't really understand it. Maybe it's just me. I don't really see the point in this rivalry, but I guess they're finally going to have a match for the title. What do I expect here? I'm going to go with Rusev. The unpopular pick here. Everybody thinks, Reigns is going to win the title. Reigns is going to bury Rusev. I don't think so. I think they're still keeping Reigns in the Universal title picture. And I think maybe he's probably next up to feud with Kevin Owens. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I think Rusev's going to come away with the victory here. He's been a great United States champion, a great heel. I don't think they should take the title off of him, especially not to Roman Reigns. If you're going to take the title off of him, give it to somebody who actually would need the title win. Reigns is what, 2-time champion already? 2-time world champion? He doesn't need the United States Championship right now. If they were going to do that, they might as well started him off with the United States Championship and then led him up to the world title. But it's WWE. They do things backwards from time to time. But I expect a good match between these two. But maybe they have. I don't. Does Rusev pin Reigns clean? I don't know. I don't know if this match. I think it's gonna end in probably like a disqualification or something. The way these two have been, fighting with each other over the past few months, I don't think it's gonna end with like a pinfall or a submission or anything. I think they're gonna wind up fighting to the back or in the crowd. Reigns didn't like on Raw when Mick Foley announced that Reigns had a match with Rusev for the United States Championship. He was like, all right, cool, whatever. But then when they announced that he was in a steel cage match against Kevin Owens, he was giddy. He was happy about it. He wasn't happy about the title match. He was more happy about the steel cage match with Kevin Owens. So I don't think he gives a damn about the United States Championship. So I don't think he cares about winning it. He wants that world title. So we'll see. I'm loving this card from top to bottom so far. And yeah, we'll see what happens there. New Day versus Gallows and Anderson for the WWE Tag Team Raw Championships. This is another rivalry that's going on way too long. These guys have been fighting forever, it seems like. New Day comes out making fun of Gallows and Anderson. Gallows and Anderson tried to take out Big E at one point. They became testicular doctors and diagnosed him with ring post-itis. We've seen the Old Day. We've seen, a bunch of gimmicks. Just, this has been a silly rivalry, to be honest with you. Really petty, too. It's been a petty rivalry. Let's take out each other's nuts. Let's do that. Because that's just what's best for business, I guess. But Gallows and Anderson have been struggling to maintain the momentum that they gained ever since they departed from AJ Styles in the draft. And I don't know. I've been predicting for like the past two matches that they were going to win the tag team championships, and they haven't won them. I thought they were going to win it at SummerSlam. They didn't win them. I think they win them here. They have to take these titles off New Day. I'm sorry. I love the New Day. They're very entertaining to me. They're a great tag team, but they got to lose at some point. They got to lose these titles. They've broken the tag team championship record. There's nothing left for them to do as champions. They need to fall down a little bit. Let the heels get the heat. Let them become champions. Get them some more momentum, because we're still building this tag team division. And we can't just have New Day beat every challenger that comes out their championships. Gallows and Anderson seem like the most legit team to beat them right now. So I say that Gallows and Anderson needs to win at Clash of Champions. We'll see what happens, but I think they need to win. Get them some more momentum going forward. Now we have a match I'm really excited for. This is like a main event. This is like a WrestleMania type of match. We have Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley. This is going to be an incredible match. This is going to be an incredible match. If they let them work, they don't have to overdo it, okay? They don't have to do moonsaults off a ladder from the top of the damn building off into the parking lot. They ain't got to do all that. Just wrestle their style of match and just do what they do best, and it'll be an incredible match. All three of these women are very talented in the ring, on the mic. They're just great. They're fantastic. Of course, everybody has a few slips here and there. I'm not gonna hide that fact, but I'm still, incredibly proud of what the women's division has become again. This reminds me of the Trish and Lita days when they actually were wrestling and, putting on great matches and wowing the crowd. This is like that. If these women continue at this rate, it's just going to be incredible for the foreseeable future. But, I expect an incredible, maybe even a match of the year right here. It's going to be up there with the WrestleMania triple threat with Becky Lynch, and I'm very high on Becky Lynch as well. So Charlotte won the women's championship from Sasha Banks at SummerSlam. She's had this, back injury angle. And then we had on one of the Raws over the past couple of weeks, we had another triple threat. It was Dana Brooke, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. Bayley was about to pin Dana Brooke, and then Sasha flipped her over, and they both of their shoulders winded up being pinned. So Mick Foley put both of them in the match at Clash of Champions for the Women's Championship. I don't expect Bayley to win this match, by the way. I fully expect Sasha to regain her title because I think they were afraid that her back was more injured than it actually is. So, off the double pin, they added Bayley to the match. It's going to be her first title match since joining the main roster, I believe. It's not one-on-one, but she's going for the title. I think I said, any one of them can win. I think Bayley needs some more time before she actually wins the title. She's connecting with the fans, but it's just a building process. Build her up a little bit more, and she'll get there eventually. But I think Sasha gets her title back here, gets her revenge. I think Charlotte completely snaps on Dana, not just regularly, just pushing her down or slapping her. I think she's gonna destroy her, and they're gonna start feuding. Maybe Sasha turns heel after this and starts feuding, or if she remains face, maybe Emma comes back. And maybe she can feud with her. There's so many opportunities, so many great women on the roster, so many possible rivalries to be started. I'm going to go with Sasha Banks. I'm going to go with Sasha here to win the championship and actually have a reign this time. She got the short end of the stick at SummerSlam, but I think they were just afraid because, she's very injury prone. So we'll see where it goes from there. But I fully expect a great match from these ladies, and we'll see what happens. Now we have the main event of main events. We have Kevin Owens, the Universal Champion, versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. So the story for this is there was a fatal 4-way match to determine the new Universal Champion after Finn Balor had to relinquish his title the night after SummerSlam. Well, there was a tournament thing, but they eventually led to the Fatal 4-Way, in which it was an elimination match. It was a big cast: Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, and Seth. It came down to Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Reigns. Triple H returned since being gone since around April when WrestleMania happened to he pedigreed Reigns, got him in the ring. Seth pinned him, and then he turned on Seth Rollins and hit him with the pedigree as well, pretty much passing the torch over to Kevin Owens. Now, from what Stephanie said on Raw this past week, the story is that Triple H, if she had to take a guess, because she's still claiming she doesn't know what happened, if she had to take a guess, Triple H lost all faith in Seth when he got hurt. He was supposed to be the guy, and, he's been losing. He lost the title for Raw when, they had the Shield triple threat match. He lost to Finn Balor. So Triple H has probably lost all interest in him. And that's why he went with Kevin Owens, a guy he can have faith in, one of his NXT guys that he personally brought into the company, even though Seth was down there as well. But, one of the newer NXT guys. And, he has all invested stock into Kevin Owens and no longer cares about Seth Rollins anymore. So, Seth's been on a personal vendetta to get back at Triple H because Triple H won't show his face now. He's been attacking Owens, pretty much burying Stephanie every chance he gets because he still thinks that she had something to do with him being screwed over. He's been, trying to attack Kevin Owens because he's like, why should this guy get the opportunity and not me? Why would you guys go with him instead of me? We got some beef. He's been on a slow face turn. I think he's just about there, maybe 75%, 75-80% based off of what happened on Raw. But he's very close to that face turn that everybody's been wanting him to have. The fans are ready to cheer for him. He's done a lot as a heel, so it's only, time for him to have a nice little baby face run. It'll develop his character a lot more, show his good side that everybody's been wanting to see ever since the Shield. You saw a little bit of it in the Shield, but that was more of a stable than him just having a single run. And then, you got Kevin Owens, Universal Champion. He's been bragging ever since he won the title, of course, bragging that Triple H has faith in him. But he did it on his own for the most part. He just gave him the assist. So yeah, we'll see a great match between these guys. I think Kevin Owens comes away with the victory here. And the reason I say that, he just won the title. I don't think they're going to put the title back on Seth yet. They're going to let his baby faceness build up. his babyface nisticity build up, and they're gonna have him probably hit rock bottom at first, build back up until he wins the title, and he's full babyface when he does it. Because right now he's kind of tweening a little bit. He hasn't really interacted with the crowd at all. Like a little bit in his match he had with what was it? Was it Chris Jericho or Rusev? Yeah, with his match with Rusev, he was kind of working the crowd over a little bit. But other than that, he hasn't really said anything about the crowd. He hasn't really said anything to get a pop out of them. But when he's full babyface, I believe he'll finally win the championship back. But I think Owens is going to come away with the victory here. I think they're going to have him. I still kind of think he's a transitional champion a little bit. I think Reigns is eventually going to maybe take the title off of him, but maybe they'll have Seth do it. So I think they're just going to give him a couple months as champion before they take the title off of him. Maybe around the Royal Rumble, I think. I think that's maybe how long his title reign will last, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. But I expect a great pay-per-view. Clash of Champions, just reading the card itself is just amazing matches lined up. It's probably going to be a better pay-per-view than Backlash was. And I really love Backlash, and that was the Smackdown one. So we'll see. Raw has to pull out, a great pay-per-view to combat what Backlash was. And we'll see how everything turns out. What you guys think about, the card and the potential matches, the potential championship matches, who's going to win the championship, who's going to lose, or whatever. What you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on this upcoming pay-per-view. Slap a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, because tomorrow's the pay-per-view and I'll be reviewing it. So I'll see you guys then. Peace.